Alright, now we have hopped the guardrail, as every good family does. And there's some little baby waterfalls down there we're gonna go look at. I don't even know what these are. Red sand. Not sand. Red clay. Red dirt. With my dad looking stately. Boom. The signature. Mom getting a picture of me getting the video. She likes his pictures.
Come on, I'll help you.
One day my kids are wearing white. Back that way. Looks so refreshing.
Just trying to give you, better quality content,
Right, thanks.
That's all I'm doing.
This dude, they do the helicopter too.
Team Jocos. It's Megan. Two. Okay.
Looks alright. That's better.
Hawaiian. It is the tallest peak on our island, and it translates to the multitude of waters. It is the wettest location in the world with an average rainfall of 400 to 600 inches per year. So it's hiding in those clouds there. If you ever see the top of our island, get a picture because it's rarely seen, right? From that location and going across the tops, you're looking at Alakali Swamp. That is the highest elevated swamp on Earth. In fact, right in between these two areas, there is more endangered birds and plants than all of North America combined. So to our people, it's an extremely sacred location. And again, that's everything on top or above the cliff face. In that direction to your left, you're looking at Waipo'o waterfall. That waterfall creates WIMEA River. Runs right below us out to the ocean, and you crossed over it right before you got into Waimea town. That is the longest river in our state. From the ocean to the back wall, it is 19.5 miles long.
Wow.
Now if you can, try to use your imagination. While we're hunting down there, there's no vehicle access. So it's all done by foot, horse, or mule. And we love it that way, because if they did have a road down there, they'd have a Walmart down there by now. That's what we're trying to steer away from. Well, anyway, while we're hunting, we're constantly stumbling over the old terracing. Tons of rock walls, fish ponds, foundations to their homes. You got to remember, my people lived in these valleys up to the 1940s. The main reason why they chose to live down there was because the swamp was above them, and it provided them below with what?
Water.
A never-ending resource of what type of water?
Drinking water.
Fresh, okay? But we got to remember and try to understand this. Hawaiians in the ancient time have never seen money or gold. So that type of wealth they just had no understanding in. Their understanding was the more fresh water you got, the more life could be sustained and the more wealthy you were considered to be. Common sense stuff, right? So you guys, this leads me to a couple of very important Hawaiian words that you have already heard before, but nobody has taken the time to define what these words actually mean. The first word I share is the word vai. W-A-I, pronounced like a V. Okay, vai is fresh water. So in the ancient time, if you were living near the river, they would normally refer to you as being vai, which in their eyes simply meant a lot of fresh water or extremely rich and wealthy. Okay, now back to the word vai. What is vai?
Fresh water.
Fresh water, you guys. Thank you for paying attention. Okay, next word. You've all heard it, the word aloha. The one word has over 100 meanings. In the one word, there's actually two. Aloha. Let me define these two words separately so that we all have a clearer understanding of what's being said. Alo is to share or to be put in presence of, face to face. So what I mean by that, those of you who are looking at me right now, that's what we consider as alo. We're in the presence of one another, sharing. In this situation, what are we sharing? Our ha, breath of life. Aloha simply translates to sharing the breath of life in each other's presence. So with that being said, aloha everybody. Remember ha. What is ha? Ha, breath of life. Alo, to share. Okay. What is vai?
Fresh water.
Okay, last thing so I don't confuse you. To the ancient belief of our people, it only took these three things to live simple and righteous on earth. Out of these three, you've just learned two of them in Hawaiian, ha and vai. What's the correct pronunciation of the Hawaiian Islands?
Hawaii.
So my question to you is E, not what, who is E? Can anybody guess? Not what, who is E? You already know ha and vai. Who is E? Can anybody guess?
God.
Good guess, okay? If I know how to use them, I'll pick a big portion of the plant just to show my kids what it looks like. But then I crush it up in... Which would have basically told all of you to grab your mea kaua, your weapon. Get your butt in gear. Meet me at the ocean right away because we've got some major business to take care of. If I would have forgot my shell phone on the charger at home, I could have cost us our lives, you guys. That's how important these shells used to be. Okay. So one last thing. For what I do up here, the state of Hawaii tried to put me in prison for it. It was a 30-day jail sentence and a $1,000 fine. I fought the charge in court. It was called commercial vending in a state park. You guys, I don't sell anything. So when I went to court, I said, Your Honor, how in the world have you charged me for vending when nothing is for sale? He goes, well, the visitors are up there listening to you, and when you're done talking, they always throw something in your basket. I said, Your Honor, so what? There's no sign. And I never tell anybody that they gotta give me money for what I do. So Your Honor, if that's the case, should you have actually cited me or the guy putting the money in my basket? Yeah? So he chuckled. I then said, not only that, Your Honor, but when did it become illegal to accept gifts out of love and compassion? And he wouldn't answer me. So I said, Your Honor, remember, you summoned me here. I have some very important questions that I still need clarified. He goes, I'm very sorry. What would you like to know? I said, Your Honor, do you even have the jurisdiction that you're claiming to have? He goes, are you kidding me right now? Yeah. I said, no. Can you show me evidence and proof to your claim? He goes, of course. What would you like to see? I said, Your Honor, if you could just have the prosecutor bring in the Treaty of Annexation so that I can read over it, it'll answer every single one of my questions. He goes, oh, perfect. We'll get to that later. Well, you guys, later turned out to be 5 separate court appearances. And the 5th time I show up, they got me scheduled for trial. I'm extremely frustrated. But during the middle of my trial, I stood up and I said, Your Honor, am I wasting my time? He goes, what are you talking about? I said, you promised me the prosecutor would bring the evidence to the claim. Did he bring that today? The prosecutor literally jumped out of his chair and goes, Your Honor, we don't have to prove jurisdiction. because we already know we have it. So I said, Your Honor, I object. That's ridiculous. And I gave him this as an example. That would be like me selling my car to you, Your Honor. I lost the title and you knew that, but you still bought the car from me. Well, after you purchased the car from me, the prosecutor shows up with the title to the car. Whose car is it now? And he goes, the prosecutor. I said, yes. You're absolutely right, Your Honor. He has the proof and evidence to prove it's his car. He also has the proof and evidence to your claim of jurisdiction. And if he didn't bring that for me today, Your Honor, I'm extremely sorry. But I can only assume that you have no jurisdiction here. He sits up in his chair and goes, we gotta call a recess. And then he goes, all of a sudden, trying to be nice, can you come back at 3 o'clock? You guys, it's 10 in the morning. So I straight up tell him, are you joking? My kids are babysitters. They've been there the past 5 times I've shown up for you. He goes, I know, I'm so sorry, but I gotta look over some important documents to make sure the decision I make is the correct decision. So I said, fine. What documents are you referring to? He goes, I have yet to look over what you have submitted as evidence. Your Honor, this is my 5th time here. What the hell have you been doing? So I go, you know what, Your Honor, you don't even have to look. It's just going to waste more time. I simply stated in my evidence that I am not a U.S. citizen. And if I'm charged in this courtroom today, this could easily be considered as a war crime. He sits up in his chair and goes, when you get back at 11, I'll have this all resolved and taken care of. Okay, so I left. I come back an hour later. I walk into his courtroom, and this was his exact words. We are extremely sorry for wasting your time. The prosecutor did not bring the evidence which you have requested, so we're going to be forced to dismiss this case. I said, whoa, 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 hold up. You could have done that the first or second time I showed up. Your Honor, you have wasted so much of my time. It only leads me to ask you the next question. Does this evidence that you refer to even exist? And he goes, I am so sorry. I cannot answer that question either. So what I just taught you, you guys, I don't want you to just take my word for it and believe me. I'm trying to get you guys to do your due diligence. You research this for yourself so that what I just taught you, you'll understand is the absolute truth. You guys, for one, I don't have to make anything up to be cool. My outfit already takes care of that.
Well, WIMEA Canyon was beautiful. It's a very simple, short lookout for those of you who maybe aren't overtly fit. And there's a little fruit stand at the bottom. Like you can kind of see them. There's bathrooms. Good touristy spot for sure.